Hi there, welcome to another edition of Freeworld Heads Up on Monday the 27th of June. Myself and Sanjoy with you again as usual. And quite momentous news from last week that's just had ramifications across markets across the world and huge currency implications too.
That's right, yeah. Personal shock for me, but like a bereavement where there's shock and then somebody has to start, you have to put a foot forward and see where we go from here. Basically, we had, I think, 52 to 48 overall for leave. Scotland was 62 to 38. Young people voted predominantly to stay. Old people voted predominantly to go. Northern Ireland voted 56 to 44 to stay. Yorkshire was a big leave voter. The East and West Midlands were big leave voters. And so we broke a lot of eggs and strangled a few chickens perhaps, but Cameron resigned. The Corbyn is hanging on to his place in the Labour Party mainly by trying to get rid of everybody who opposes him.
Which seems to be like everyone.
Yeah, so just like a sea of broken eggs, and then we're left with the prospect of Boris Johnson stepping into it. That's the closest thing we've got to a statesman at the moment. He's already released some fairly conciliatory statements in an article in The Telegraph. He says in that article that EU citizens in the UK will have their rights fully protected. There will be no go back home stuff for them. And the same for Brits in the EU. So all those people in Spain, etc., don't have to start packing their bags. George Osborne has this morning said that there won't be an emergency budget. Everybody's desperately trying to restore some sort of order. But that hasn't worked. I mean, one of the questions that was in my mind on Friday was if everybody had said the pound would come down to 125, why was the pound hanging around at 136? Was there intervention? Well, it seems that there wasn't any direct intervention by the Bank of England.
Okay.
But it may be the case that actually why it held to there was because of various profit takes and loss lock-ins, and this morning we've seen the pound go down another 3.5 cents. Where we stand at the moment is 132.50. A couple of banks, HSBC, say maybe 128 by the end of the day. 1.1070 for the euro against the dollar, and 1.2027 for the pound against the euro. So it may not be over yet. We may go down further. Of course, nobody is going to. Trade has stopped pretty much. Alex was talking to somebody, and they said, "Oh well," Alex was saying, "Well, at least your exports will be more competitive." Well, very marginally so, because basically we export the things that we export, so the things that we import.
Exactly. Just been manufactured slightly differently.
You maybe screw them together or something like this, but basically, all our inputs into what's left of our manufacturing. Basically dollar based, so the oil price is dollar based, etc., etc. Obviously, if you're exporting, almond butter made in the UK to the EU, there's no saving there at all.
No, absolutely not.
So we're still in this sort of frozen in the headlights situation. I'm going to phone a few packers this today and just see whether what sort of problems they're going to have now in terms of delivering to the supermarkets. Will the supermarkets renegotiate? or we've had in the past a situation like this. That was during the recession. I found some people then. They said it's better for us to pay the supermarket fines for non-delivery,
Right. Okay.
than to deliver this product
cost, okay.
at 15%. Probably 15% under their cost.
Yes.
So we're in a slow motion car crash at the moment. What will happen in the end? Well, this undoubtedly is going to affect the euro. We saw severe falls in the German and the French stock markets, just as much as here. It's been said over and over again, markets hate uncertainty.
Yes.
We're now starting to see more cracks. I was reading an article in the Times today about how some hedge funds may have gone, and this because if you remember correct, the market went up to 150 for the pound against the dollar, just as we finished voting. The market clearly had it wrong.
Yes.
Big style. And so some hedge funds might have gone, and you might remember that in the last recession, the whole thing really was kind of the ice pick went into the head at when Lehman Brothers failed.
Yes.
That's basically because the risks that they had taken in the hedge fund had multiplied to such a level that they couldn't carry on, and that's the fissure that starts the domino effect. People start looking at the what's called the correspondent risk, i.e. I sell you $1 million, I send some money into this account, and you're supposed to send yours back, and maybe if that's even half a second late, you worry a lot.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So we're I think really literally in a frozen state, and we just need some reduction of uncertainty. Where that's going to come from, I don't know. Political situation is in disarray.
Absolutely.
Angela Merkel has made some sort of quite, I think that's probably the nearest person we've got to a statesman.
Yes, yeah.
Has said, look, there's no point being nasty to the Brits, and of course there's a huge contagion risk. All the people who are pleased with this result, Le Pen, all the proto-fascist parties will be gearing up to equate austerity with the EC.
Yes.
And we're in disarray. So, unfortunately, I wish I had something positive to say, because at the end of the day, to make business decisions, one has to have a certain amount of confidence. I would suggest at the moment, just sit back, because if you make decisions, we know some people who've said, right, okay, I'm just stopping now. Just wait for a week or something, effectively just go on holiday. Yeah, sure. Creates even more uncertainty, by the way.
Yes. Yeah. Everyone stay where you are. Everyone stay in your seats.
That's right. So that's it. Talking about uncertainty, did the chloroplast situation get any better?
Not really. There's still another area of uncertainty for the chlorpyrifos. So there was the meeting about 10 days ago in regards to chlorpyrifos, where ultimately the news came out that there was no news, that as far as we are aware, that this 10th of August date for the implication of the outright ban of product containing chlorpyrifos is still going ahead. There's some countries, which I believe the UK is included, that are looking to increase the limit to 0.2 parts per million for chlorpyrifos, which would effectively allow 2015 crop which has been treated with chlorpyrifos to still be used, but that was never agreed. That's up to each country to kind of enforce, but as an EU-wide ban, it still remains 0.01 for fresh fruit, 0.05 for dried, 10th of August, and that still remains in place. There's no change there.
Right, so that's it. Sorry not to be so more positive, but I'm sure by next week we will be.
Yeah, all good next week.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Right.